so here we have it. This is what we used to call our activation car, which we have turned into a pro car. And just a few differences under here, you know, like compared to our pro car, it runs a big NASCAR engine with the 8 individual throttle bodies with the big stack filter on it, pulling 9,000 revs, versus this machine, which is a 5-litre factory Coyote V8. Just what you'd see these cars come out with a 2300 supercharger on it. And what we've done in the off season is we've changed all the radiator. Like, it would be really nice to remount and do all that sort of stuff, but we want to keep this car as close to factory as we can to show and to prove that these things are awesome, you know. So we've shifted the radiator forward a little bit. We've stacked our oil coolers together and our intercooler for the supercharger, and we've run some longer lines, moved our reservoirs for the supercharger up to the back, and same with that. So that gives us plenty of room around here to change the supercharger belt in the 5-minute rule, you know. So it's very easy to work on now. But just a real basic setup. The only thing that this engine has in it compared to a factory engine is that we've deleted the cam phases out, and it's got some camshafts in it, which give it more top end power, and the supercharger definitely helps. So what we're thinking is we're just getting a little bit of slip with the supercharger, which is dropping the boost back most probably 3 or 4 pound. And when you're running these things, you know, up to 800-900 horsepower, if that thing's losing, you know, 3 pound up top, that could be 150 horsepower, you know, and that's why we just can't pull that next gear and glide through to the finish with an awesome sounding machine. So we'll get it right. So that's the engine. We move forward to the inside. This car's a little bit heavier. We're still running steel doors where the other car's got carbon fibre doors, but we've cut them all out. They're still very light. It's a little bit dirty because it's just done a full day of competition. We run a sequential TTI gearbox, which is absolutely awesome with a high revving 5-litre V8. Doesn't have the big long torque curve like the Pro car has, so having a good gearbox and nice shifting, you can definitely make this car work really, really well. We also run the rear end. We've done some modifications with shocks and rear arms, and the other thing we also do is we're still running the factory axles and factory diff. Now that just shows how strong these things are. Like, that's coming up 5 years old, this car, and never had a failure in the rear end. We've upgraded brakes. We've got the hydraulic ASD handbrake versus the Pro car, which runs a Winter's quick change rear end. It's got big grunty axles. It runs twin brake calipers, one for your brake pedal and one for your e-brake. And then this car, we've cut out as much as we can. It's still steel rear quarters versus carbon fibre rear quarters, and still running the factory boot lid, but quite light and just all cut out versus another carbon fibre on the Pro car. So very simple setup. Got a surge tank, a couple of pumps up the back there, and a lift pump, and this car's good to go. Normally making 930 horsepower, but most probably only running 680 or something this weekend, but it was enough to do what we needed to do. But yeah, that's a little walk around of the Ford Mustangs.